Hey guys, David here. Today we're gonna talk about the people and the food, the difference between Poland and Malaysia. Let's go! Hello, okay. So now if you wanna talk about the food difference between Poland and Malaysia. So the first very important thing is in Malaysia there's a lot of street food. You go to Kampong is just like a small village in Malaysia. So when you go there, you have a lot of stands with food. It's like even you go to the end of the world in the jungle, there will be probably some grandma with food waiting for people to buy them. So there's no problem if getting the food in Malaysia. If you want to eat like a lunch, you just pay 5 ringgit, 6 ringgit, and you have a nasi lemak. So nasi lemak is just like a rice with a coconut milk plus maybe some chicken. On the other hand, in Poland, you don't have a street food so much. You have something called food trucks sometimes. So it's I think in Malaysia you also can find some food trucks, but just the street food in Malaysia is much more common than in Poland. So in Poland, if you want to go for some cheap food, maybe you go for kebab after a big party. When you hungover, you just go for the kebab or stuff like this. Like maybe for takeaway, you just take a pizza and stuff like this, maybe some burger. But people in Poland mostly cook themselves, I would say. I think this is just my experience, maybe, but I think mostly cook themselves. But in Malaysia, when I'm in Malaysia, I don't wanna cook. Like when I see I can get a lunch for 7 ringgit or something, like I'm so lazy to cook, and it's so good, the taste. One more thing is the price difference in the food and specific food items. So, for example, in Poland, the cheese is super cheap. Like 1 kilogram of cheese you can get for 20 ringgits. But in Malaysia, if you want to have a cheese, it's like 100 ringgits for kilogram. Also, the difference is between alcohol. In Malaysia, the alcohol is incredible cheap, especially when you come from country like Poland. Polish people love to drink. They like to drink beer. They like to drink vodka, especially the students. So, coming from Poland, where you can buy a can of beer for like maybe 3 ringgits, 4 ringgits, where in Malaysia it costs like 15 ringgits. It was quite shocking, let's say. But I think it's all because of the taxes or something. So, when it comes to drink, there is actually one funny thing in Malaysia. When you want to go to the shop and you want to have some drink takeaway, when you go to the street food, you can actually go and have a takeaway drink. So when you want to take away, you actually just show bungus. Why you show like this? Because there's like a plastic bag on the string when you can have a straw and you can just take for example, your chocolate drink in the plastic bag like this. It was like, whoa, what the heck is this? When I came to Malaysia first time, I was like, whoa, it was kind of shocking. Like it was like a culture shock, I would say. So let's talk about the Malaysia people and the language that you guys have in Malaysia. So the problem is that in Malaysia you have 3 languages, 4 actually. You have English, you have Malay, you have Chinese, you have Indian, and Indian have also dialects of Indian. So it's sometimes very difficult to find a common language because, for example, some Chinese, they just go to international school and they only speak Chinese. They don't speak Malay. They speak English, for example, but some Indian also only speak Indian. They don't speak Malay or English. So sometimes it's like you need to mix up the words. So when you go to the shop and you start to talk with people, you can find that these people actually speak all the languages at once. So when you see one sentence, when you hear one sentence, it's like half of the sentence is in English, then two words in Malay, then one word in Chinese. And it's like, wow, wait, guy, what you want to tell me? Like, I don't know. So in Poland, if it comes to this, it's much easier because Poland is basically one race country. We just have, if someone is international guy, it's probably a tourist. So we don't have so many outsiders now. Maybe we have a lot of Ukrainian, but Ukrainian, the language is quite similar. So even if they talk Ukrainian, we speak Polish, we can talk to each other. Not a problem. So in Poland, you just need to know Polish, and now everyone will talk Polish. They will probably not speak English, especially the older generations. They speak mostly Russians because this is what they were taught during the primary school, secondary school. They didn't learn English; they learn Russian. So when I read first time about Malaysia, that they actually have three official languages. At least this is what Wikipedia says. I said at that time, which is English, Malay, and Chinese. I don't know why they don't have Indian. Hindi, it's actually called Hindi, I think. Why they don't Hindi? Because there's a lot of Indian people here. But this is what Wikipedia said. But when you go to the government office, you only can speak Malay. Hopefully, some government officers speak English also. Sometimes it's a problem, sometimes it's not a problem. When I go, it's like a Kuala Lumpur in the big city. Usually English is not a problem. People speak quite well. But if you go to outside Kuala Lumpur, you need to know Malay. You need to know Malay. So other difference between Polish and Malay people, Malaysian, because I said before, Malay and Malaysians, this is two different things. I just learned about this when I came to Malaysia. So Malay people are actually the people that are born originally in Malaysia. It's like it's like the guys who lived in Malaysia for long time. But Malaysians are more like, for example, you can be Malaysian but Chinese Malaysian. You can be Malaysian but Indian Malaysian. So it's different between Malay and Malaysians. And the first time I also came to Malaysia, I was very surprised when I see people hide. I was like a freaking giant. Giant here. Like I just walk and I have to look down there. Oh, hey, from the top. It was quite weird because actually even in Poland I'm quite big guy because I will have 190 centimeters high, so it's quite high. They call me Mr. Mountain in Poland. So when I see in Malaysia, it's like quite small. It was kind of surprisingly. I don't know what to talk about. So one more thing about the people size. I don't about people in Malaysia and Poland. When I want to go and buy some t-shirts in Malaysia and I see this Chinese size, when you have in Poland I usually buy like a L size, large size. When I see Malaysia, I had to go and find the biggest t-shirt possible there, and it was size quadruple XL. Like, wow, I am too fat. Okay, guys, I think that's all for today. We will see you next time. See ya.